I have officially moved into my new apartment. I moved to a completely new state about a year and a half ago. It was the most important yet scariest moment of my life. And when I originally moved down, I moved into an apartment complex that was super nice, but it was in the middle of the suburbs, which is nice for a lot of people. You're in a nice, calm, quiet area. You have literally everything that you need within 5 to 10 minutes of you driving. And it's a great place to raise a family and move on for the rest of your lives. And there was one big issue with that for me. And there was little to no human interaction. I wake up, I go to the gym, I go to work, I come back, I eat dinner, I see 1 to 2 people, I go to bed, and I do it all over again. And to me, it really wasn't that much of an issue, at least for the beginning. I had a great routine, I was comfortable with it, I saved a lot of time, I saved a lot of energy, but it got old very quickly. There is something about talking to random people in the elevator or out walking on the street. In the suburbs, for a lot of places, that's non-existent. The opportunity and ability for human interaction is one of the most talked about things in the country, and yet none of us barely do it. In the city urban life, there is so much foot traffic. There are so many opportunities for serendipitous interactions on the elevator, on the sidewalk, in your local coffee shop. In many cases, you can also walk to your local grocery store and see tons of people there. But stuck in a suburban area, you're constantly in the car. You're spending 2 to 5 minutes in one place, and the rest of that time is by yourself in the car. And that becomes even worse in a rural area. You become complacent with the small cohort of people that you know, which to a lot of people is not a bad thing. But it is important to always meet new people to strengthen your ability to communicate with random strangers. And the second important reason is less communication, less interactions increases that risk of loneliness. And even worse, depression. What is the difference? Loneliness is far less worse than depression. Loneliness is feeling an emptiness inside because you're not able to talk to anyone, but you're able to continue to experience and enjoy the small hobbies that you have. Depression is the inability to enjoy anything. Your hobbies, the people you talk to, staying awake. It is a subconscious mental stressor that unfortunately impacts a huge part of America. It is okay to be lonely every once in a while. That is no issue. The issue becomes when you stay in this constant state of loneliness. Because being lonely makes you stressed, increases your cortisol levels. And for a lot of us, we try to go towards these addictive properties to self-medicate ourselves. Tobacco, nicotine, hard drugs. It's affected us so much that studies show 1 in 5 US adults suffer from chronic loneliness. 20% of the country, that is about 52 million Americans who fight the battle every day. The question is, how do we combat this? How do we become social animals like we were born to be? A Harvard scientist named Kazley Killam created a great method to enhance your social connectivity and strength with others. And that is the 5-3-1 rule. 5 stands for 5 different interactions weekly. And that doesn't even have to be long. It can be a 30-second conversation with your security guard at the front door, or your barista at the coffee shop, someone walking past you on the sidewalk. Although it isn't long-term social building, it is important to challenge yourself in random conversations with people. Because honestly, no one knows how to talk to people. 3 stands for 3 conversations with those you are close with. That is simply your family, your partner, your best friends. While it is necessary to strengthen our social building with strangers, we also need a backbone. We need someone to look towards to make ourselves comfortable again. And short, low-risk conversations are fun, but we also need to maintain those long-term relationships, the ones who you are most comfortable with, that have your support. And lastly, one is, in my opinion, the hardest. It is a 1-hour deep conversation with people. And that doesn't have to be 1 straight hour. It could be 10 minutes here, 30 minutes here, 50 minutes at a time. And why I say it is the hardest, it's because we don't take the time to do it. It's like when your doctors tell you to drink more water because it's better for your mind and your hearts and your body. That's the same with communication. That's the same with conversation with our peers. However, we always make the excuse of, oh, I was busy here, I had to go here. Yes, we are busy and I cannot discredit that, but we also need to set a time frame in the day to have these conversations. We deplete our dopamine levels constantly every day. And these small conversations could be the trigger to get that dopamine level up. That has been the biggest change for me. That is what I feel is most important to all of you. Because a home isn't just four walls. It is the people that are around you. Reach out to your loved ones. Make those connections with strangers. Because the richest chapters are the ones that are written in the moments that we share with others.